part 2 of 1.3 is representation of functions, okay? Functions can be represented by verbal, which is words, numerical representation, table of values, symbolic representation, a formula, and graphical representation, a graph, okay? Also by a mapping, which kind of some people conclude as being a table of values, but it can go hand in hand. So if you look at these visual representations, do they all look familiar? Mapping, table, graph, ordered pairs. Yes, they all are familiar. You can see how they all correspond to each other. So with verbal, notice how it's usually a word problem, right? I have divide X seconds by 5, obtain Y miles, right? That's just all verbal really is literally a word problem. Okay, your table of values is that here's the lightning example again that we talked about earlier, but with some data included, with some additional data. I heard 1 second, then 2 seconds. How fast is this? Whether lightning is moving and getting closer. This would be a partial numerical representation because time goes on, right? And therefore it could keep going. Like if there's that's what supercomputers are for, right? To keep listing and collecting that data. Symbolic representation, that's when you have your formula, your equation. Equation means that there is an equal sign in it. Equal. Okay, and then graphical representation is literally means that you are graphing your X and Y input on the X and Y coordinate plane. So we've graphed our lightning data. When we look at the lightning data, we then can now use it to make estimations, see where the values fall. All right, so again, symbolic, numerical, graphical, verbal. Any questions on the 4 main representations of a function? Do you feel comfortable being able to read the domain and range from any of these representations? Cool.